I had a gentleman getting into real estate. He's flipping houses. He had good credit. He just didn't kind of know how to get there and where to go. And because he had good credit, I was able to link him up with my personal banker. And he was approved for $100,000 in a line of credit and a business credit card at 0% APR. So he went from 0 to 100,000 within 24 hours. And now he has that money to go invest into the market that he's going into. And to take it a step beyond that, he's got a family, he's got 2 little girls. And for him, that's life-changing to be able to now have the money to go make more money, put food on the table, take care of his family. That's where it really hit home, to where it's not all about the money and the numbers. You're impacting people's lives here.
Welcome to the VIP Financial Education YouTube channel, where we help you go further, faster financially. I'm your host, Michael Matthew. We've got Chris Lamb here on the channel here again. We're going to go ahead and drop the link to a previous video we did with him. We're going to continue to bring him here on the channel as long as he's delivering great content, which I have no doubt about that. As long as he's delivering results, people that are going through his education and coming out on the other end feeling really good about that process and really good about what they got involved in. So go ahead and smash that thumbs up button below, guys, if you want to hear additional content. You want us to keep bringing Chris, the leverage guy, here on the VIP channel. That being said, welcome, Chris.
Michael, thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, I want to thank you and your staff for obviously bringing me back on, but the audience as well. We've had so much feedback. A lot of folks have reached out since our first video that we published, and just had a lot of good interaction. So that's very exciting, but thank you again for having me.
Yeah, no, of course. Pleasure having you. So let's go ahead and kind of dive in here. So we're going to be talking about leveraging credit here, obviously, today. What is a debt weapon? What does leveraging your credit mean? And why do you do it?
Yeah, absolutely. So a debt weapon, how I define it, is really any banking products that you can acquire and you can leverage, whether it's in your business or in someone else's business, to where you're going to get a nice return on investment, or perhaps debt consolidation and pay a lower interest rate. So that would be considered positively arbitraging that interest rate into your favor. And so the way that we obtain these debt weapons is through our personal FICO credit score. And that's why, I harp on my students and my clients, let's get our personal FICO credit score in order. Let's get our house in order. And then once that's cleaned up, let's go and strategically apply for the different debt weapons so that you can get massive amounts of available credit.
Why are debt weapons important? Whether it's on a personal level or on a business level, give me a handful of things that they can really help to benefit you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really any business that you own or someone else's business. Specifically, we talked before how I use it into real estate, whether it's funding a purchase price of a house or funding the renovation, paying a contractor, materials, things of that nature. But even if you're not in real estate, let's say you have an e-commerce business and you're having to buy inventory on your online stores, and you need to use that debt weapon until you can get paid out. That's another great example. I even have no kidding, I've got a really good friend of mine, and this has been popular for years. I've just never thought about it, but Michael, you'll like this. He's a sports memorabilia guy. So he buys baseball cards, Babe Ruth baseballs, different sports memorabilia, Pokemon cards. Apparently there's a huge Pokemon card market, but he buys those and he turns around and sells them through different seasons during the year. And I kid you not, I got him a $50,000 unsecured business line of credit that he can now use to flip more cards. And these guys make a lot of money. So if you're not in real estate or you don't do e-commerce, let's say you just have a regular mom and pop business, well, guess what? These products can still be used to help you in your own business.
Now, how do you know which, what, when, and why to leverage your credit? So what kind of metrics are you giving them, in your education series where, there's a minimum credit score? At what point do you start applying for credit? If you're below a certain threshold, should you wait? Should you improve your credit before you even kind of go down that path? What are your recommendations there?
Yeah, general rule of thumb is obviously the higher the credit score, the better. So it goes up to an 850. And so if you're somewhere around a 700 to a 720 and above, you're getting in a good spot where you can apply. However, folks, their credit score is lower because of just utilization. So they just have personal debt out that as soon as they pay that off, their credit score is going to jump back up. I do it all the time. If I've got to run something on my personal and it happens to stay on there, well, I'll see my score dip. But the good news is it's only temporarily. So as soon as you can get that utilization down, which is going to therefore increase your score, you're going to be in a good funding position. So generally for my clients, I will say the higher and the healthier your profile is, the better. And usually what that looks like is, 700 credit score above, no negatives, late payments, derogatories, and just good, healthy credit. But usually the 700 plus club, you can start applying for these products.
And you talked about utilization, which is, the percentage that you're utilizing of your available credit to you. Is there kind of a rule of thumb there? So we're talking about a 700 baseline credit score. Now, that being said, people that are watching that don't have that 700 credit, there's quick fixes like Chris was talking about, maybe paying a credit card down. There's certain things that you can do, getting inquiries removed. Those things can bump your score up to get you to that point. So don't, hang your head because you're not at 700 credit right now. So carry on, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. So your two most important categories on your credit score are your payment history is 35% of your score. So making your monthly payments on time at a bare minimum. Your second is going to be utilization, and that's 30% of your overall score. And so we want to focus on those two categories. And if you're able to pay off some debt, let's say you have a $10,000 credit card, and let's say you have $5,000 or $5,000 that you owe. Well, guess what? You're going to be 50% utilized. You're going to be heavily utilized. But let's say you get some debt weapons, some more credit, and now the $10,000 is $50,000, and you still have that same $5,000 balance. Well, that's a much lower utilization, and that works in your favor. So if you're looking for ways to quickly improve, I would look at utilization. That's usually the number one problem or issue that most folks have that really keeps their credit down. But the good news is once you pay it off or pay it down, you're going to see your score jump up within the next 30-day cycle.
Now, we're talking about the power of debt weapons right now. Do you have a couple examples, whether they're personal or some of your students, where there's just been kind of that astronomical kind of aha moment, and all of a sudden they, have been approved for, a large chunk of money that they were not expecting?
Yeah, it's been really cool lately because we've been experimenting with a lot of different debt weapons, and a lot of folks reach out to me. Honestly, they come to me. There are a lot of them in real estate, and they're asking, hey, I'm looking for lines of credit. I'm paying too much money in private money or hard money. It gets to be quite expensive. So they come to me for these recommendations. And I've got several, clients and testimonials, but one that comes to mind is I had a gentleman that is getting into real estate. He's flipping houses. He had good credit. He just didn't kind of know how to get there and where to go. And because he had good credit, I was able to link him up with my personal banker, and he was approved for $100,000 in a line of credit and a business credit card at 0% APR. So he went from 0 to 100,000 within 24 hours. No lie, this is 100% truth. And now he has that money to go invest into the market that he's going into. And to take it a step beyond that, he's got a family, he's got 2 little girls. And for him, that's life-changing to be able to now have the money to go make more money, put food on the table, take care of his family. That's where it really hit home, to where it's not all about the money and the numbers. You're impacting people's lives here. And so that was extra special, but that was just one of many cases where literally by coming to me, he was qualified. I linked him up, walked him from A to Z. He went from 0 to $100,000. I will share the testimonial with you. You can post it. I'll give you his name and number. You can call him. It is factual, and these are real results with real people.
I might take that on offline, but I don't think we want to put his name and phone number on blast here on the channel. I don't think he would appreciate that. Guys, if you already know that you're interested in this, Chris does have a mastermind program we're going to talk about here at the end of the episode. But if you already are interested, you want more information, want to talk to someone on Chris or his team, go ahead and shoot an email over now to leverageguy. It's leverageguy@vipfinancialeducation.com. Leverageguy@vipfinancialeducation.com. Include your first, your last name, and of course, the best phone number to reach at. In the subject line, put Leverage Guy Interest, and someone from Chris or his team will get back in touch with you right away. Chris, give me a personal example. I know that you practice what you preach, and that was a great example of someone that has been following your teachings. What's one of your biggest kind of knocking out of the park moments with leveraging your own credit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, quite candidly, in what was last year? 2021. I'm getting my years mixed up. It's been a blur here recently, but in 2021, just by leveraging my credit, I made over six figures just by leveraging the bank. And so one of the ways I do it is I do private lending. So I put money out on the street with real estate investors that I know and trust. I've got money out right now. I was just kind of tallying here. So I've got, just an example, I've got $60,000 out with a few different investors, ones that I have a good relationship with and we've had good experience in the past. And in 3 to 5 months, I'm going to make my 60 back plus another $12,000 in interest in my return. And that's all from relationships, and it's 100% passive. I barely lifted a finger. And I made $12,000 by leveraging the debt weapons in the bank. So as soon as I get the money back, I'm going to pay the debt weapons off. I'm going to take my profit and I'm going to move into the next deal. So that's just a small example of, do I need to be active in my business? Can I be passive? That's an example of being passive. And I love those wins because it takes no more time away from my day. And I'm allowed to spend with my family. And I just make $12,000. I help them out. And the banks even got some interest as well. So everybody's winning.
Mm-hmm. And then you rinse and repeat. You just do the same thing all over again, like you said.
Yep.
That's a good model. It's a good model. Tell us about your virtual event you've got coming up here, Chris. So what you do is you have folks that are really trying to learn these trade secrets from you and your team. They're able to do so online. What's that process look like? Kind of talk about maybe what that day looks like. It's a day-long event, correct? And then give me some details on that if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, so it's Friday, January 14th, and it's from 10 a.m. to about 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. It is virtual, so you can literally do it from your living room or your office. You don't have to travel anywhere. And it's going to be an exciting day. So we're going to be splitting the day, 2 hours of real estate discussion and teaching, as well as 2 hours of credit, funding, and leverage. I've got literally 30 slides. I'm going to drown you in so much tips, secrets, and information that, it's going to be a fantastic event. I'm going to over deliver as much as I can. But for 2 hours, we're going to be talking about, how to get credit and then how to properly leverage it. I'm going to share all of the secrets for me. One of the ones I'm going to do is we're going to talk about American Express and how I got, 3 cards over the weekend with just a soft pull in my new business. I got a platinum business card that's 0% APR.
Move your finger. I didn't see the number.
Yeah. 2699. And, American Express I've got 4 slides on that. It's an absolute game changer. Literally can help you save thousands of dollars in interest. And so I'm going to teach folks how to do all this. And we're excited. So it's Friday. We've got a couple of spots available. It's virtual. Reach out if you have any questions. I'm definitely not trying to sell you on anything. I love credit. Usually what you're weird at is your superpower. I feel like this is my superpower and I want to put it out to the world, and I want to help you guys because it's helped me so much.
Yeah, and you kind of said something interesting there. You said, you do only have a couple slots left, and I talked to one of your students that had said the exact same thing, and I said, "Well, it's a virtual event," and he said, "Yeah, but if there's ongoing and live Q&A, and they want to keep it to a small kind of intimate group so that everyone gets that attention." I thought that was really cool. You know, you guys have not just taken that and trying to fill it up with the masses and thousands of people, and no one gets that kind of direct interaction and kind of personal touch. So I really do applaud you guys on that. You guys, if you want to hear more from Leverage Guy and his team, you're interested in potentially joining his virtual event, which is coming up just around the corner. It's January 14th. Go ahead and email leverageguy@vipfinancialeducation.com. That's leverageguy@vipfinancialeducation.com. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button below if you want more content like this. You want us to continue to bring Chris's smiling face on the channel with his wealth of knowledge, guys. And I don't say that lightly. I've been in the game for a long time. I've been in the financial services industry and real estate for a long time. Chris is as good as it gets. He would not be on the channel if we thought otherwise. Chris, kind of parting shots. Who would this not be a fit for? Who should not attend your event? You know, as we talked about that 700 threshold and utilization, is there some kind of a point where, you know, they're kind of too far off from being able to get there, and, you know, they've got a lot of work to do before they get to that point? And what recommendations would you give to those folks? We talked about, you know, kind of a quick fix to maybe bump your score up, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 points. What if someone's 100 points away right now? How do they get the wheels moving?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think knowledge is priceless. So just by genuinely having a desire to be there and learn is important. You know, being a prior VIP student, I didn't have an 800 credit score when I started with you guys. It was much lower, and I had to work hard to improve it. So I saw the kind of where we were going through my coach, and it took several months. It took years to build and repair my credit. So I've been there. I totally understand what it's like to have a, you know, subpar credit score. And so, you know, I can help you with, you know, credit repair. I can refer you to someone who needs help. I do it every day. I have people reach out to me every single day that say, "Hey, I love what you're doing. I'm just not ready for this. I'm not ready to implement it." And I said, "Well, okay, fair enough. But if you don't fix it, if we don't do something about it now, you're never going to be ready. So step one, situational awareness. Step two, let's talk to the right people and implement a game plan. And then step three, you and I are going to crush it together. But it starts with situational awareness, and let's get you linked in with someone who can help you repair your credit. I can personally recommend you to a personal friend of mine who can help you. But the knowledge that's going to be shared is, I mean, that's priceless. There's so much good information that, you know, you're going to be able to implement, whether it's today, tomorrow, or next year. Understand, I've been there. I know what it's like to struggle with credit, and I've paid dearly for it. And so I want to share that with you guys and let you know you're not alone. Credit is very confusing. It's a lot of good and bad information out there. You know, rely on you know, this channel, Michael and myself, to help guide you guys. That, you know, you're tapping into years and thousands of hours of experience. And that's what we're here to do, is help you navigate the banking waters.
No, I appreciate that, Chris. Yeah, guys, he's given us a special deal on the virtual training. It's normally sold for $1,000. Our VIP members, Chris was gracious enough, he and his team, to do it for $695. Guys, $695 for this type of education is a no-brainer. To go out and leverage credit to get $10, $15, $50, $100,000 plus, simply by leveraging your credit and utilizing these debt weapons, either on a personal level or on a business level. It's priceless information. So $695, Chris, we appreciate that concession on here for our audience. We'd love to bring you back on here. We have gotten tremendous feedback. I've got a gentleman that has gone through your course very successfully that we're going to have coming up here shortly. And we're going to continue to bring you on, and we're going to continue to bring on folks that have success stories. We're always going to give the good and the bad, the ugly to our audience. And as always, guys, go out there and do your own research. We're going to do a lot of it on your behalf. We're going to continue to bring experts here on the channel, but we certainly want you to go out there and do your own digging. That being said, Chris, thanks for joining us. Guys, thank you for joining us here on the VIP Financial Education YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber already, thanks for coming back. If you're not, go ahead and subscribe. We bring content like this on here all the time, and hit that bell notification below when you want the heads up from VIP Financial Education as we're bringing this content on the channel. Until next time, guys, take care and make it a great day.
Hey guys, I'm Vince Dawkins. I'm at the Credit Mastermind with Chris Lamb and Dan Rivers, and it's been amazing and it's been a great time. I just want to thank them for putting this together. I'm still getting into the groove, sort of new to real estate investing. I've had some success, but at the same time, I found out that I've been doing this the hard way. Instead of leveraging my credit and my debt weapons, I've been using my own capital, and that's going to change. So I see myself leveling up, my business leveling up, and I just thank these guys for taking the time and putting this together.
Hey everyone, this is Minion May here at the Business Credit Mastermind with Christopher Lamb and Dan Rivers, and let me tell you, they gave out some real information. The people in the room, very attentive, lots of nuggets for the business credit and how to really leverage other people's money. Most of us probably doing it the wrong way. They really showed us the right way. I will be back when they do it again.